And they says, oh, there's a rumor in town that you and your brother have become Muslim. And Abdul Samad says, yeah, it's true, we've become Muslim. And he says, okay, we want to take you somewhere, I want to show you something, but we have to blindfold you. So if gypsies come knocking on your door and say they want to take you and they want to blindfold you, you're going to think twice that, okay, what's going on here? But they reassured him. They said, listen, don't worry, you're absolutely safe, we just can't disclose where this location is. So he agreed. He says fine. They blindfolded him, put him in a car, took him somewhere, took him into a room, sat him on a chair, took the blindfold off. Took the blindfold off, and he says an old gypsy man walked in, and he's carrying something as if it's treasure. He's being very delicate. Puts it down on the table, unwraps it. What's inside?
Quran.
An old handwritten Quran.
Subhanallah.
Okay, so he doesn't know how to read it, because obviously he's lost the Arabic. People have lost generations ago, they lost how to read it. So all he does is go through the motions of reading it. He runs his fingers over the letters and moves his lips only. Just through the action. That's all he can hold on to. Then he wraps it up, folds it up, stands up and does some weird actions that we wouldn't recognize at all. The only part that we would probably recognize is when he eventually fell down in sujood. Then he explained to them that we are descended from Muslims, our ancestors were Muslims, and obviously over time we forgot how to practice our religion because of the inquisition and getting caught and things like that. And this is all we have left now, and we hide this. We obviously it's a tradition now. They don't have to hide it anymore, but this culture, this tradition is carried on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So at the moment they're still keeping it secret. So this is how people were trying to hold on to their religion. One of the other stories, remember I mentioned about some books being discovered in Mali?
Yeah.
This same brother, he opened this institute up in the north. It's open, it's called Rosalis. His daughter trained to be, you know those people who decipher ancient languages? So she works with documents, ancient documents. And there's languages, different old languages which we don't know about, but experts can decipher them. They know how to make sense of them, like the hieroglyphics in Egypt and that. So she works in Cairo working on the hieroglyphics and that. So the Muslims of Al-Andalus, the Moriscos, they developed a secret language called Al-Hamiado. Okay, they used to write things in Al-Hamiado. So some of these books which were sent over from that family, they sent them to this institute, to Abdul Samad's institute, because it was the only one at the time. And they says, okay, you're Spanish Muslims, and we're going to send them to you to translate and preserve and look at and things like that. So one of the times I'd taken a youth group to that institute, and as I arrived, his daughter was there, and she says, you won't believe what we've got here. Went upstairs, in the office they got a massive glass cabinet, and all those documents that had been sent, the books and stuff, they're all there in the glass cabinet. I started taking photos like frantically, and amazing. These, like, you know, there's science manuscripts, old Qurans, books, all sorts of stuff was there. And then she goes, oh, you won't believe, there's one which is in Al-Hamiado. She said, you won't believe what it is. It was a manual on how to be a secret Muslim. So with time they've developed a system where it's become a way of life now. So what you do, you have a book now where you read and teach your children that this is how you can try and hold on to your religion without being caught. The secret here is trying to do some act of your religion if you can without being caught. So one thing that she found is that there's a tradition here in Spain where when they read their Bible, they have to have a wall behind them. Okay, they didn't know why, it's just a tradition maybe. But in this manual, what she found is the advice was that, for example, if you're reading in the middle of the room, there's a window behind you or somebody walks past you, you're praying, they'll see you and they could go and tell the Inquisition. But if you have a wall behind you, where's the only place anybody's going to come from? From the front. So you will see them, and you can break your salah, keep a Bible next to you, pick it up and start reading it. Okay. Over time, the prayer, the salah part of it was lost, and this tradition continued, and people don't know why they do this, but they have a wall behind them and they read their Bible like that. How things happen over time, and this is why they were doing it at that time. So there's many stories like that where people now are connecting to their Islamic past, to their Muslim past. Many are discovering it through their names, other traditions that they have, other traditions and cultures and things like that that they have within their family that have been passed down. Now they're connecting the dots and saying, okay, once upon a time our ancestors were Muslim.